If anyone's out there, hello. Uh, Kind of looks a little blurry to me. Well, let me get something. If you can hear me, I hope everyone's doing well. Just that looks a little blurry. I'll get something to see if I can clean my screen. It looks a little blurry to me. Well, let's clean this. Let's see how that looks. I can't tell. Still looks blurry to me. Hey Jerry, how you doing, man? You want come on up? Just trying to get everything going. How's that? Does my picture look clear to you? To me, it doesn't look that clear. Uh, for some reason, it just doesn't look clear to me. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? Uh, I don't know. It just may be it looks kind of hazy to me. So let me try something else. The screen just doesn't look that clear to me. So let's see. That looks a little better. Yeah, that looks much better. Yeah, the camera eye. Well, now it doesn't look that much better. Let's see if we. Huh. That looks a little better. So how's everybody doing? Yeah, it does look fuzzy to me too. So I don't know if there's. So I'm trying to get it clean, but it looks like it clears up, but then again. Oh, looks a little clearer, but you'll have to let me know. Now you can see me. Well, good, good. I put a piece of tape across the camera. I'm gonna have to quit doing that, I guess. Uh, but I do that because I don't want people can. I've been told that people can take control of your camera. I'm rarely on this one, so if they do, they do. They're never going to catch me doing anything wrong anyway. This is my living room. What am I going to do in here? Uh, I'm on this camera, you know. But yeah, I'm getting a sinking feeling I may have to stay beyond March. I'm not positive yet. Hey Jerry, I never win because when I pick, I always pick 0 or 86, and the numbers don't go that way. What can I say? I'm a little silly that way. I don't go into those live hoping to win. I go in there hoping to have fun and watch other people. Yeah, what I may do is just do something like this. It's not black, but it covers it, as you can see. I may just do that. Uh, I'll continue cleaning it every so often. I think it needs. I think it's got that glue from the tape on it, even though that's a sensitive skin. tape, medical tape I use. But it is what it is. What's going on here? All right, but I got a sinking feeling I may have to work. I'll have the money at the end of March, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be comfortable with how much I have. Uh, that's something I'm still yet to determine. I was hoping maybe not to work in March, all of it, just and take care of some of the stuff at the end of March. But I'm going to have to work through at least all of March, and I'll have to extend at least 1 month for this apartment. I'm starting to try to clear some things out now. I had a shelving unit in my, I got a storage closet, fairly large storage closet. And I had a shelving unit in there. And I just cleared it off. I haven't got rid of everything yet, but I got it out of there. I took the shelving unit down. I understand that, Mike. Hey, Tox Vlog, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Remember, Mike, my mom had dementia. Like I said, I was lucky enough that every time I went home, she remembered me. She didn't always remember that I was there the day before. Except for the last time I was there, I visited her. She didn't remember who I was. And I found that to be sad. But, that's the only time that happened to me. That happened to my sister that lived in Indiana a little more often. I'm not sure how much it happened to my oldest sister when she went home to visit. But like I said, I was lucky enough that she always remembered me, except for the very last time. And so, it is what it is. But my mom was, when she passed away, was 99. And so I hope your sister's doing well. I hope every time you go see her, she's well enough that she remembers you. Like I said, my mom would come in and out for everybody else. Like I said, I was lucky enough that every time I went, she remembered me. I don't know if you can tell this or not, but I got my mouse as blue. Shows up better, I think, than the white or the black. I don't like the black. Don't like the white either. I have a gold one that works. But my mutat tots, yes. I had a hamburger with tater tots today for my supper. That's what I had. I'm still pretty full from it. But I don't cook too much at home anymore like I did before. I need to get back into cooking a little bit more. I've been eating my lunch out instead of fixing my lunch and taking it to work. I'm starting to live up to my name as being lazy. Trying to get, like I said, the 10-hour days, I really don't like coming home, cooking and doing dishes after, because it's over 11 hours and I'm gone. I leave home about 7:20 in the morning, and because I have to be at work by 8, and I get there a little after 7:30. But I got to do that in case there's an accident or something else that creates either a detour or creates a traffic jam and takes me longer to get to work. Because if I leave just 7:25, it takes me an extra almost 5-10 minutes just to get to work because the traffic built up so heavy. So I like to leave early so I don't have to fight the traffic. And then when I come home, I don't get home till after 6:30 in the evening. I get home, so I'm gone I'm saying, to be honest with you, I'm gone 11 and a half to 12 hours. The time I leave till the time I get home, I'm gone at least 11 hours. So when I get home, I really don't want to cook anything heavy. A lot of times I'll stop and buy something on my way home so I can pick it up and just bring it home and eat it. Occasionally I'll have something here that I can just fix real easy. And I'll do that if I have that. So it all depends. But I'm doing quite well, Tox. This is my Saturday and my first day off. I get a 3-day weekend. And usually on Saturday I don't do a whole lot. It's my lazy day. Like I said, I did cook my own supper, and I'll do that almost every Saturday. And I fix my own lunch and breakfast. And I don't leave the apartment too much. I did walk down and go down and get my mail and walk back up. But that's pretty much it, unless I have something I have to do that day. Occasionally I'll do my laundry on Saturday because I got other things plans for either Sunday or Monday. Now this week, my football game, I'm a big Indianapolis Colts fan. American football, that is. What you all call football over there, we call soccer. They don't play till 4:25 tomorrow. So I'll do some errands tomorrow before the game, get everything done and out of my way. And on Monday, I'll take care of a couple other things. So Sunday and Monday, I do a little more. I'll go to the bank, pull some money out. I couldn't last Monday because it was a holiday. But I'll go to the bank, either pull some money out or I'll check on a bill or something to make sure that everything's going right. I'm going to try to get out of the Social Security office this Monday. I have a question about my Social Security. I'm getting my Social Security. That's not the problem. I'm thinking about transferring my Social Security to another account, banking account. But I'd like to see if I can just split it and put so much in one account and put so much in the other. I would prefer to do that. And if I can, that's what I'll do. But I have to go in and check because, about a year and a half ago, maybe a little longer, somebody cracked my online Social Security account and put in to transfer my banking account, my Social Security into a banking account that had nothing to do with me. And so because they were able to crack that and get my money, now I was able to stop it before it was transferred, but they had it set up it was going to be transferred if I didn't find out about it. And I would have lost at least 1, if not 2 months Social Security. So as soon as I found out about it, I checked and made sure that the letter that was telling me about it was not a fake, that they weren't trying to scam me. As soon as I found out they weren't trying to scam me, I called the Social Security office and asked them to put a freeze on my online account. I did stop the checks from being changed to it stayed in the account that it was supposed to stay into. Hey Monroe, how you doing, man? And but I made it to where they couldn't go on. I can't go on the my Social Security online account and do anything with my account. I froze it. It can't be used. And I also made it where they couldn't call in and ask for changes. So nobody can go. I set it up to where at least they said it was set up for this. But I have to go in. I have to take my passport and another ID. I got to take 2 forms of ID, picture ID in with me to do anything with my account. And so that's what we're got set up. That's what we have it set up. So I'll try calling Monday, but I'll probably end up having to drive over. Hey Michelle, how you doing? Thanks for coming. So I'll probably drive over on Monday and ask that question and find out what I can do with that. And then if I can split it, I'll go ahead and split it whenever they tell me I can do it. If I can't split it, I may just transfer the whole amount to this other account that is the account that I plan on using mostly when I'm overseas. And then I'll transfer whatever I don't use back into the other account via money transfers from one bank to the other. There's a way to do that. But then also I will close one bank account that I have and transfer that to another account, the account that I'm taking my Social Security out of. And if I can't do that, I may do the other. Like I said, but I want to get down to just 2 bank accounts. Right now I have 3. And so we're trying to get that straightened out. All right, if you're leaving talks, take care. Okay, you're still there. There you go, Michelle. That's the way to do it. So anyway, like I said, I gotta get those things figured out, and hopefully by December, at the end of December, I'll know how much. I know I'm gonna have to stay over at least 1 month. I can tell you that right now. I'm just not gonna be comfortable to quit working before the middle of April. That'll be the earliest I'll feel comfortable quitting work. I may have to go to the middle of May. Like I said, it's how much money I got to figure out how much money I've actually got back, because I want more than I got. I got enough money that I can in March I could actually quit and go over at the end of March. But what happens, on an emergency? I have enough money to cover a couple of minor emergencies, but I'd like to have maybe a little bit more. I'll know more at the end of, like I said, the end of December. So I'll make more of a definitive announcement about how long it'll be. I won't give you an exact date until I figure out when's the best time to fly. Because it'll probably be like in the middle of the week, probably be the best time to fly over, which is fine because, like I said, it's going to just be me flying over. I'm going to want to fly at least business class, and I got to decide whether I want to fly directly into Manila and from Manila to Cebu, or maybe fly in somewhere else and then fly from there to Cebu. Because from my understanding, I cannot get a direct flight out of the U.S. to Cebu. I can get a direct flight out of the U.S. to Manila, and that's about a 16-hour flight. So we'll have to look into that, but that'll be more after I decide when I want to go. Because hopefully maybe by that time they'll have some direct flights to Cebu. So I have looked at it. I can get some fairly cheap flights right now. When I say cheap, I mean fairly inexpensive, really. Really, for it's probably flying coach, which I will not fly. I'm going to want a little more room than that. I'm a big old fat man. That I will most certainly do. Hey, how you doing, Kevin? How you been, man? Thanks for coming in. My Philippine-American adventure is Kevin and I know her name, and they're Fritz. They're getting ready to go back to the Philippines pretty soon. Kevin is going to be retiring from the Park Service. Yeah. That's true, Jerry. You can do that. Yeah, everything's pretty good. Everything going pretty good. Like I said, right now I'm still trying to figure out when's the best time for me to go. My rent expires in March, but right now I'm pretty sure I'll have to extend at least 1 month. The reason for that is I want more money. I think I'm going to want more money in the bank account before I actually quit work. But I don't think I'm hoping I won't need more than 1 or 2 months. So that's something I gotta get figured out. Like I said, I got enough money I could go to Cebu right now, set a place up for living, have enough money to go a couple months without a check coming in. But if that happened, that would almost wipe out it won't, but if I had to go 6 months, I'd be wiped out. If I had to go 6 months without a check. So we want more money than that in an emergency. Uh, but that's the bare minimum. But I just don't feel safe with that little bit. Uh, and I may have more than that by the time I get to the end of March. But we'll see. Oh, you're getting your gifts. All right, Jerry. That's a good thing. You notice that Jerry's buying gifts for everybody in the Philippines, but nothing for me. Just kidding, Jerry. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to buy. I haven't made that decision yet. I'd like to get some stuff from Indiana. Like I said, I do plan on going back to Indiana before I go over to overseas. Yeah, Kevin, I'm originally from Indiana. I live in New York State, right outside of Albany. I live in one of the suburbs of Albany, New York. But I'm originally from a little place called Terre Haute, Indiana. Terre Haute is a French name. Terre meaning land, Haute meaning high. And the French always say things backwards, so it's land high, where the English would say highland. It's the highland side of the river, Wabash River. It's right on the Wabash River. So it's very high up from the river, so it rarely ever floods. It take a generational storm to flood it. Now the lower level down by the river can flood, but I'm talking about up where those main cities at. No. It would take once in a century, if not more than that, to flood Terre Haute. Now there's certain areas would flood, but like I said, the main city wouldn't. But that's where most of my family's at. That's where I'm from originally. I'm kidding, Jerry. You don't need to give me anything. Like I said, I'm going to get some presents for everybody. I just haven't decided what. It won't be anything major. Uh, Maybe some souvenirs for like my hometown and stuff like that. Because like I said, I got to figure out how many I'm getting first. But yeah, I'm flying into Cebu, so Michelle, you'll get some. So will there's some others I know that live in Cebu, so they'll get some. There's some that live over by Dumaguete area, over in that area there. Sammy lives over not too far from Dumaguete, if I remember right. So I'll probably want to make sure I have something I can give to her. And hey, Mike, how you doing, boss? Oh, hey, hang on a minute. Oh, sorry. I have to put my earplug in. Wait a minute, Mike. Give me a minute, Mike. Hang on. I'm having trouble with the mic. Let me change your. Ouch. Not trying, Mike. Can you hear me? All right. Well, something happened. I couldn't hear Mike. But yeah, so it's we'll see what's going on. That might have been the problem. But Mike, well, if you want, try to come back up. It might have just been a malfunction on my part. Uh, we'll see. Uh, but yeah, like I said, my goal is still to come by the middle of next year. I hope to be there by June, if at the latest, hopefully. I'd rather get there in April or May, if at all possible. Hannah, how you doing, Monroe? Thanks for saying. Uh, but so yeah, but yeah, we got to like I said, we got to get a lot of stuff done here, And like I said, I went inside I got a big old walk-in storage closet, and I had a 2-shelf unit in there. I cleared that off, took the shelf down. I'll check with a friend of mine and see if she wants it. I gave her one before because I couldn't use it when I moved down from Leroy. And if she doesn't want it, I'll check with my nephew, see if he wants it. But yeah, I got to start getting things cleared up, tore down, and start going through stuff and start throwing stuff away. Otherwise, it'll overpower me if I wait to the very end. So I'll be getting rid of a lot of stuff that I don't think I'll use again. Even though with winter here, there's some stuff that I'll keep. All right, we got Mike coming back up. All right. Oh, Mike, make sure your mic's on, 'cause I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on, people. Let me try this other one again. Let me see something. And this says it's connected. I don't know what's going on, people. I really don't. All right, it's working when I test it. I just did a test on the speakers, and I can hear the test. So the testing the speakers on StreamYard. I don't know what's going on. If anybody else wants to come up, we'll give it a try. But I'm sorry, Kevin, I didn't catch. When are you heading back to the Philippines? Man, I know her name. I'm sorry, Kevin. Your wife's name is slipping my mind. I know your son is, your guys' son is Fritz. I remember that. I'm trying to remember. I think you're. Let me see some. Oops, not that. Man, Kevin, you haven't posted anything in 4 months. Roella, that's it. I heard you pop up this time, Mike.
I hear you. How you
I
doing?
hear you. I hear you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well, sir.
Are you counting down the days or months or what? What are you
Not
doing?
yet. Right now, I'm still trying to figure out what month I'm going.
Oh
Once
yeah.
I get that figured out, once I get the month figured out, then I got to figure out the day. Right now, it looks like my rent lease expires in end of March.
Mhm.
Although I can renew it by the month. All right. So I'm looking at maybe doing that for 1 or 2 months. I'll know a little more at the end of December because I want a fair amount of leeway in case something goes wrong.
Right, right, right.
And right now I do have a leeway. I'm not really sure it's going to be enough by the end of March. I have a leeway right now.
Okay.
But I want to, I want to be able to go 6 months or longer without a paycheck and not go broke.
Right, right.
And so that's what I've got to figure out if I'm going to have that by end of March.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry, I got a fan running. I'm sorry if it's out. I'll turn it off. He says it sounds like a small plane. But is that better, Jerry? It's now off. But so, like I said, I've got enough money in the one account that I plan on using mostly in the Philippines that I can survive a couple months on it by itself.
Right.
The other account's got some money as well. But is it going to be enough by the end of March? I'll know a little bit better by the end of December, depending, because I'll be
Hey, if
able
you
to tell
need
what I'm
someone
putting
to
back.
float you, let me know.
Huh?
If you need someone to float you some money, let
No,
me
no,
know.
no, 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 no. No, we're going on my own. I mean, I'll
Well,
work.
if you need
Like,
help, I'm always here, brother.
I understand, but like I said, I'm more than willing to work because once I get done, the money I got, I want to leave for emergency. So I don't want to be owing anybody that I have to pay back because that cuts into the
Oh,
money.
you wouldn't have to pay me back.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. I wouldn't be right otherwise.
Well,
But like I said, I'll get there. It just may take me a month or two longer than I want. I don't see it taking more than 2 months.
well,
So
if it'll
I'm
save you
looking.
money by me helping you out, I'm
It
just gonna
won't save me
say.
money. To me, it won't save me money because I'd have to pay you back. That's the way I look at it.
Well, if you got me back, you pay me back. But I'm
Yeah,
always here.
but what the thing is though, if I just work it for a couple of months, then I don't have to pay anybody back, and I'll have the money.
Right.
I may be able to do it by April. I do believe I'm going to have to work to the end of March.
Yeah.
I do right now. If I had to say, I'm going to have to work through the whole
Well,
month
you
of
deserve to
March.
retire, man.
Well, I'm going to retire, but what I'm saying is I'm going to work through the whole month of March right now. I'll extend a month just so I can get rid of everything and not
Yeah.
work. So I'll have to pay for it, but I might work a week or two into April. But I will not. Hopefully, I won't have to work any more than that. Then I'll
Yeah.
take time to go visit the family, and then I'll go over because I want to go back to Indiana and visit my sisters
Right.
and
Right.
my nieces.
Where are they from again?
I'm from Terre Haute, Indiana.
Terre Haute.
Yeah,
I'm from
Terre
Fort
Haute.
Wayne.
Okay, yeah, Fort Wayne. My oldest sister, her and her husband lived in Fort Wayne for a long time. I'm trying to remember if he worked for Sylvania up in Fort Wayne. My
He
brother-in-law,
could
he
have.
worked
There
for one.
was a lot of. There was International Harvester and all that.
No, he worked for one of the television companies,
Magnavox.
Magnavox. Yeah, he worked for
Magnavox.
Magnavox.
Yeah.
All right,
That
he worked
sounds
for
very
Magnavox.
familiar.
Yeah, well, he also worked for Sylvania and
Yeah. Probably an
Zenith, I think it
offspring of
was.
Magnavox.
My brother-in-law was an electrical engineer. He designed color TVs for years. That's what he did. And
Yeah.
you're probably not old enough to remember the Sylvania Superset.
No.
It was 3 years running. It was the best TV on the market. He's the
Yeah.
one that designed it. Yeah, he's the one that designed it. And then they moved to New York in 74. If I remember right, it was 74. They moved to New York.
Okay.
He went to work for Sylvania at that time. And then they closed down. I don't remember what year it was. And yeah, Magnavox used to be a top tier television.
Yeah.
That's what he worked for them. But anyway, Sylvania got bought out and they closed the one down in Batavia. And he was looking to maybe stay in TV. and they went and looked at a place in Boston.
Yeah. I
Uh,
remember you telling me this.
but they decided not
Yeah.
to take it because they really didn't want to pull the kids out of school, and they weren't real impressed with the area. They weren't. The job offer was a good job offer. They just weren't real impressed with some of the other stuff. And Eastman Kodak offered him a job there in Rochester, so they didn't have to move. And it
Yeah.
was about the same amount of money. I can't say it was more or less, but it was about the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And so he decided to take the Eastman Kodak job, and they stayed in. Well, they lived in a place called Elba, right outside of Batavia. Elba
Yeah.
is maybe a couple thousand people, whereas Batavia is around 15 to 30,000, somewhere in there. Elba's about 3,000 maybe. But they
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
have to pull the kids out of school and all that, and so that's where they were living up until my sister got hurt, and they moved into an assisted living place in Batavia. And so now one of my nephew lives in the house. They give him the house, but he helps his dad out. He helped his mom and dad out both until she passed. He was always going in and helping them out.
Yeah.
If they needed to go somewhere, he'd take them, or if they needed something, he'd go get it for them. And he's still doing that with his dad. So he's a really good son. The other son happens to live in Florida,
Oh, yeah.
and with his wife, yeah. So he's a good kid too, but he couldn't really help out, being
Yeah.
in Florida.
Well, I couldn't really help out my dad like my brother. Hey,
Yeah.
TikTok's vlog. How you
But,
doing?
so anyway, that's what's going on. Like I said, I'm still trying to make sure. Like I said, I'm going next year. I mean, if I have to go with less money than I wanted, I'll do it. And that's because I do have enough money that I could go. I could go 4 or 5 months right now. But it depends on what I have to spend between
Yeah.
now and then. That's what. But I'm thinking I could probably go in April right now.
Well,
That's
that's
what
cool.
that's what I'm believing. But like I said, I may have to push it out to May. I don't think I'll have to go any farther than that.
Well,
Uh,
I'm eventually going.
Well, good. I'll be in Cebu.
Cebu.
Yeah, that's where I'm going, Cebu City.
I don't know for sure where she's at. That sounds familiar.
Well, Cebu is also an island, so it could be on Cebu Island. I'm going.
Oh.
Cebu is it's the island, and a whole district area is considered Cebu, and Cebu
Uh,
City is on the island of Cebu. I'm going to Cebu City, which is also Cebu,
okay.
and but now who are you going to go see?
Jen in your heart.
Jen in your heart, okay.
You know who
No,
she
no,
is?
huh?
You know who she is?
She has made comments on some of my videos.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, so I know of her. I don't know her, but I know of her.
Yeah, I've got to know her. I'm getting to know her.
Well, that's what you got to do. See, I'm going. Jerry says Cebu Island is stretched like California,
Oh, okay.
but I mean, so you got a lot of stuff you can see on Cebu Island. There's a lot of things to
Yeah.
do. You go those shark whales, those whale
Huh.
sharks. I mean, you go diving with whale sharks, giant.
No way.
Oh yeah. There's areas there. There's a lot of falls. There's a Magellan Cross. Magellan first landed in Cebu City. Magellan's the one that supposedly discovered the Philippines,
Uh-huh.
and he had there was a Filipino that was on his crew, and Magellan did not make the whole cruise. He
Uh-huh.
died, I think he died in Cebu itself. But the Filipino crew member is the one that ended up guiding the rest of it back to Spain. And then Spain came later and took over the Philippines. And do you know why it's named the Philippines?
What is that?
It was named after King Philip of Spain.
Huh.
The Spanish named it, and it ended up being the Philippines. I mean, it wasn't quite the way they said it was in the Philippines, but
Yeah.
something about the land of the King Philip, and so it ended up becoming the Philippines, and they
Hey,
ended up keeping the name later on.
hold that thought for like 2 seconds. I gotta grab some sugar. My sugar's getting low.
All right,
I'm sorry about that.
that's okay, Mike. Nope,
I can
there's
still
no
hear
problem.
you, but I gotta get something in me
Uh,
before I pass out. I didn't realize how low my sugar is.
oh yeah, I rarely ever get low sugar. Mine gets high, and I hope to eat healthier when I get to the Philippines.
Well,
A
I'm
lot of
eating
stuff.
healthier too, and I've
Well,
cut
a lot
out
of
my
stuff.
sugar.
Well, a lot of stuff we eat here in the States is not good for you. And
I've cut out a lot of sugar, but I got to put sugar in me once in a while because I do dip. But I
well, for
was going
me,
high there for a while, and I didn't mind being high because when I was diagnosed, it was not 864 was my blood sugar when I was
whoa,
diagnosed,
that's dangerously high. Mine's never been that high. Mine's
and
been high.
and I could drive and function like a normal person at that
Uh,
range.
yeah, mine's been up around 300 at the highest.
So if it goes above 250, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I gave up sugar in my drinks a long, long time ago. I used to drink real sweet tea. I mean, the Southern sweet tea would be jealous of my
Mm,
sweet tea. That's
yeah.
how sweet it was. And then I drank a lot of pop, regular pop, uh, my
Mm,
coffee. I gave up sugar in my coffee back in my Navy days
hmm.
because you would go to, you would be out at sea and instead of the 8 to midnight or midnight to 4 watch, and you go get some coffee. I don't know what happened there. You turned your camera off?
Oh, shoot.
You're still
Oh,
here, but it looks like your camera's turned off.
it did. Sorry about that.
That's all right. I just wanted to make sure you
I'm
knew
back.
it. But anyway, when I was in the Navy, like I said, you work the dog watches,
Hmm.
8 to midnight and midnight to 4. You go down and get coffee, and sometimes they'd have cream and sugar because I used to drink cream and sugar both.
Yeah.
And then the next time you go down, they might have sugar and no cream, and another time you go down, might have cream and no sugar.
Yeah.
I just I just got tired of knowing how I was going to get it, and I just started drinking my coffee black. And I was only like 19 or 20 when that happened. Uh, some guy was going down to get coffee with one of the other guys on watch and asked me if I wanted a cup. And I said, yeah. And he goes, oh, how do you want it? I said, just get it black. You know, that way I didn't have to worry about what they had down there, and he didn't have to
Hmm.
guesstimate how much to put in for me. And I just started drinking it black. And
Was it
I
good
believe
coffee or
my coffee. I drink tea,
was
sweet
it
tea for
good
years.
coffee though?
Huh?
Was it good coffee though? Or was it
Sometimes,
just,
sometimes you can put your spoon in it and stand up straight without
oh,
putting
really?
anything in it. Oh yeah. Sometimes it'd be strong as all get out.
Wow.
But like I said,
Dang.
I started drinking coffee. I was about 15, going on 16, something like that.
Hmm.
Because I was working Columbia Records, which you probably don't remember Columbia Records.
Hmm.
They used to employ like 5,000 people in my hometown. Very large business there. They made all the records and later on the cassette tapes and the disc and all that. And
Hmm.
every year they'd have a party for the people that they had employed. And it'd be a big party. They'd have carnival rides and food free, and it was all free for their employees. And when you drove in, they give you records for your collection and stuff. Well, one year I went ahead and worked at the festival, or the picnic they called it. I worked at the picnic, got paid. I worked, what was it, 12-hour days, 2 days in a row. And then when I got off work, the second day, I worked with the group that brought the rides in and got paid per ride for helping tear them down. So I ended up working 20 hours that day. And so I was drinking coffee. And then the next weekend, we went, they had a miners picnic, which was up in North Terre Haute, which close to where I lived. And they were needing people to help tear down rides there. So we went up there and we worked from like 10 o'clock at night to 2 or 3 in the morning, tearing down rides there, getting paid per ride. And then we went and got coffee and was drinking coffee to stay awake, and went and got something else to eat. So that's what we were doing. It was just,
yeah.
So that's when I started drinking coffee, and I just kept drinking coffee. And I always drank it with cream and sugar, like I said, until I was tending those late watches on ship. And that was probably, I was probably about 20, maybe going on 20. I don't believe I was 21 yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Young buck.
But so like I said, that's when I had to get, just to get the coffee the same way every time, I just gave up cream and sugar both.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now, do you know when you're going over?
Because of my medical problems, she's gonna come here first.
Okay, that's cool.
And then she's gonna go Monday to find out what she needs to do, what all she needs to fill out and whatnot to do that. So
all right.
We're on our way.
There you go.
So
unless she's traveled a lot before, it may take a little bit because they want to make sure that she's coming back, from what I've been told.
Oh, okay.
Now, if she owns a house, I'm not asking if she does. I'm just saying, if she owns a house or has a lot of money in the bank, that will make it easier. There's certain things that will help make it easier. I follow this one other vlogger, Crumbs in the Philippines. I follow him on my other channel. He's trying to get his wife, where they're married.
Okay.
He wants to make it easy for her to come back to the States and visit his family and stuff for in a year or so. So they went and got they're getting our passport, and they're going to do some travel to like Vietnam and Japan and a couple of places to show that she goes and comes back, and that'll make it easiher.
Oh, really? Well, that's perfect, because she has documentation, because she's in another country right now, and we'll be heading back to the Philippines soon and doing that, and then going from the Philippines to here.
All right, so she already has a passport, because if she's in another country, even if she's working over.
No, the country she is in doesn't require a passport.
You sure? I mean, they may not require a visa, because a lot of countries don't require a visa, but you have to have a passport. You have to have a passport.
Yeah.
You show up with your passport, they stamp it. So, yeah, that'll make it easier. If she's already traveled some, that'll help make it easier.
Yeah.
As long as she's got that, like I said, whenever you travel, they stamp your passport.
Yeah.
You show that, and it shows that you've been in and out of the country. They're a little more likely to let you travel.
Are they going to be, because I'm prior military, will they go easier on me because I'm prior military, or
only when you go over?
Only when I go over.
Yeah. Let's say you decide to go over and you decide you want to live over there.
Okay.
All right, and you don't want to do a K1 what is it? 13A visa. 13A visa means you and Jen get married and you apply for a spousal visa. That means she has to sponsor you. You have to wait a year, and then you go back in for an interview. They interview her separately to make sure she's still happy with you and then
Oh
want to kick your
yeah.
butt out. Yeah.
I
If
guess
you
I better
go,
be good then, huh?
oh yeah. If you go 13A, yeah. But if you go military and get a military visa, former military visa, uh, you got to have your a copy of your DD 214.
14. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, and then you got to pay like $1,400 or $1,500. You have to put in the bank, and it has to stay there. Now it's your money. If you ever decide you want to leave and not come back, you can take that money out. It's your money, but you have to pay something like $1,400 or $1,500. One's for one, one's for the other, that you pay to apply. All right. Now,
Wow.
hold on. It's actually if you plan on living there, it's a good deal. It really is. Because
Okay.
otherwise, it's like $40 or $50 every month. Let's say 50 for your visa.
All
Your
right.
after a year, 600. All right. Now, what you got to pay after a year is, I think it's 300 for the next year, and you only have to do it once a year, and it's 300. So every
Okay.
year you're saving $300. So after 4 or 5 years, you saved the money that it cost you to get it. So you break even.
And how
Okay.
long?
About 5 years, you'll break even.
5 years.
That's yeah. So if you want to live there permanently, that's not bad. You break even in about 4 or 5 years. After that, you're saving money every year.
Okay. But my
And
big question is, I just have a regular driver's license. Would I be able to get a driver's license there?
yeah, after you've been there for so long, yeah, you can get a license there. Uh, do you have a motorcycle endorsement?
No, I don't.
I would get that while you're still in Indiana,
Yeah.
because that way, if you want to rent a bike, you can still rent a bike on that, and it'd be easier to transfer and get a bike license as well over there.
Okay.
Uh,
I see what
now,
you're
I would
saying.
check. I don't think you have to have a bike. You can probably get your license. Well, you get your permit, and then take a school. Go to a school for a bike school. You complete that, you can probably get your license endorsement without ever buying a bike.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can do. I want to see if I can do that here in the state, in New York.
Oh, yeah. We got a dealership here who does that.
Yeah, and just tell them, hey, look, I'm getting ready to go overseas. I'm thinking about going overseas, and I want to rent it. I'll be renting a scooter, and I want to be able to do it legally. Can I take the training? You pay for the training, and then when you complete it, you can probably get your license endorsement without
Yeah.
buying a bike.
Well, I'm probably, if I go over there, I'm buying a trike.
Yeah, but I mean, you still need a license for it.
Okay. Okay.
It's not, unless you buy a car, you're going to need a bike license. I'll be honest with you. I don't plan on buying a bike. If I
Yeah.
stay in Cebu, I won't buy one. But that doesn't mean when I travel, I won't want to rent one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying there? I mean, because if you travel, you might want to rent one so you can get around by yourself. But it depends. If I decide not to stay in Cebu, I may move to an area where I may feel like I want a bike so I can get around easier. In Cebu, there's a lot of public transportation in the city.
Hmm.
It'd be the same thing if you're in Manila. There's going to be a lot of public transportation. It'd probably be just as easy to take that as buying a bike and paying the
Okay.
insurance, buying the gas, and let somebody else do the driving and all that traffic. But let's say I go to, let's say I go to Subic Bay. Subic Bay, the traffic flow is a lot smoother because when the Navy was there, all that infrastructure, the lights, and so they follow the traffic rules a lot more because that's what they're used to. It's been that way for a long time. It was that way when the Navy was there. They had all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's still a lot easier flowing traffic. So it'd be a lot easier for me to drive in that. Elo looks like it'd be pretty easy to drive in. So there's be some cities I probably might be willing to buy a bike.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I would think about a trike as well. I don't know if I'd get a trike, but I would think about it
Yeah.
because it's easier to hold it up when you stop. I'm short-legged, so
Yeah. Well,
and,
I got a buddy. His dad bought a 2023 trike Ultra Glide or some special edition. It was 60,000 he spent for it. He's got like 18 miles on it. I was thinking about buying that.
Jolene, how you doing, Jolene?
Jordan.
Yeah, she said hi to both of us. But that's a lot of money to be spending on the bike, especially now.
No. Let me back up. He's gonna like give it to me for next to nothing or for free because I lent him money in the past.
Okay.
So
All right. Hey, Christina.
and I didn't charge him any interest. I didn't charge him any interest or anything like that. And I was always cool with him. And he was always cool with me. So we had a thing where I didn't charge him interest or anything.
Well,
And
that's it's good to have people like that you can trust and they trust you.
yeah.
But like I said, though, how long do you plan on? Do you plan on living here in the States, or do you plan on
Yeah,
moving to the Philippines?
I think it's gonna be a state thing. I'm gonna live in the States is what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so you're going to want to get married and have her move to the States. Now, how old are you, Mike?
Mike, well, I'm 48.
Okay, that's not a bad thing to do that then. At your age, if you can get her
Yeah.
over here, let her get a job. After 10 years, she's entitled to her own Social Security.
Yeah.
You got to work 40 quarters, so that's 10 years of solid work.
Yeah.
Now you might take her 11 or 12 years to get it, but at your age, by the time she gets it, you're just now approaching retirement age.
But the thing is, more than likely, she will get my pension when I die.
Yeah. Oh, no, she'll get that too. But I mean, you want her to get her citizenship. If you bring
Oh
her over here,
yeah.
you want her to get
Oh
her
yeah.
citizenship.
Oh,
All right. She
we're
gets
not
her
even worried
citizenship.
about that. We're not
Yeah.
even worried about that because we're gonna document everything and do everything we need to go and do and knock that out as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
Well, what I'm saying is, though, you want her to get her citizenship. You want her to
Yeah.
work. You want her to work. And like I said, if it happens where you pass away before she gets her own Social Security, she can move back and to the Philippines if she wants. And LV, 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 LV. Thanks for coming. LV's here. So anyway,
To do
yeah,
that.
if I was a younger man and in the shape that I'm talking about financially, in the shape I am now, was a younger man, I would think about trying to find one and maybe bring her
Got
over
LB
here.
Rose here. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hannah
So I was going
Jane
LV,
here.
LV, LV.
And Christina Blogs.
Yeah,
Michelle's
Christina
Life, Joe and Lynn.
Yeah.
We got a few people in here.
Well, we got a few, not a lot, but we got a few. That's
Yeah.
what matters.
Hey,
Uh,
they're good people.
oh yeah, but like I
Hey.
said though, you do like Kevin and Rolinda or Rolla. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. It's Rolla, or and Kevin from My Filipino American Adventure, his wife. They she's been here. She's been working. I don't think they've been here. She's been here 10 years, but he's ready to retire, and they're going to go over there and live permanently.
Larry. Can you
Yeah.
pronounce that? Gelchi, artichoke,
Yeah.
artichoke,
I'm
and
going to say
bogs.
Chelsea. Chelsea.
Chelsea, Chelsea,
Art.
art, to croak,
I'm not even going to attempt that last part. I'm going to go with
and
Chelsea.
vlogs.
Thanks for coming, Chelsea. We appreciate it. And so, yeah, almost bedtime, Jerry. Now, remember, not next weekend, but the weekend after here in the States is going to be an hour earlier. It'll be the same time in the Philippines, but it'll be an hour earlier because of the time change. So to keep it at the same time there, I got to start an hour earlier here. I'm sorry to hear that, Elvie. We had some rain the last few days. It's supposed to be dry the next couple of days, and maybe some more rain again after in a few days. They're not sure about Halloween yet, so
Yeah, that's
we'll
my
have to wait and
cousin's
see.
birthday.
Whose?
My cousin's birthday, Halloween.
Now I worked with a guy, and real fun guy
Yeah.
back in Rochester. Halloween was his anniversary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, him and his wife were both big fans of Halloween. They got married on Halloween. They got married wearing traditional wedding garb, but
Yeah.
their uh, reception was a Halloween dress party. He went as
Oh, really?
Frankenstein, and she went as the bride of. I think it was the bride of Frankenstein. It might have been the bride of Dracula, but I think it was.
Uh,
So they had a Halloween party for the reception, and if you know my buddy, it would sound just like him. Uh,
yeah.
but yeah,
Check this out. I've been working on an old dragster,
oh yeah, a model dragster.
and I got the tires. I painted them, the tire and
That
the
looked like the back
rims.
tires to me.
Yeah, it's the back tire.
The back tires are bigger than the front tires on dragsters.
Yeah. Check this out.
Oh wow,
I painted these too.
supposed to be chrome spokes,
Yep, I painted them. I
but
painted them, and I got to go paint the motor yet. I got some
okay,
work to do on that. So I'm gonna get that squared away.
yeah, that gives you something to do.
Here's the body. Here's the body right here, part of the body. It wraps around and goes
Yeah,
around like so, I think. Well,
yeah.
no, like this.
And once you get it put together, you have to paint it and put the stickers on it.
Yeah, I need
Yeah,
little stickers. I need little stickers. I'm gonna bend my arm. You can see it.
yeah,
Yeah. The body work. Put the body work on. Paint the body work. I still have to paint parts of the frame in the dry shaft and stuff like that. I've got so many different colors of metal. This is only a small sample
yeah.
of different colors of metal.
But I
And
haven't done
then
any model cars in years.
and then I've got chrome paint.
Okay, yeah,
Chrome paint. That's what I wanted to do the frame originally. But being it's 52 degrees outside, I can't really go and paint, I don't think.
yeah.
So I just painted it safety red, like a poppy red. This is what it looked like
Okay,
before I painted it from the jar, and it dried. It dried to this color with the plastic being gray like this,
yeah.
and then covered that red. This is the color it came out with. So I'm working with it. I was gonna paint the whole. I can get another one of these for dirt cheap. So
Well,
I'm not really.
you know,
I'm not gonna cry. I can do a different version of it.
yeah. I no longer have it. I don't know what happened to it. I think it broke. My sister made me a anchor out of like a macrame or something,
Uh huh.
and she took her forever to find Battleship Gray. It
Oh
used to be a color you could not buy.
yeah,
I think you could only buy it in uh,
testers and Rust-Oleum.
model type shop stuff. So I don't know how many she had to
Yeah,
buy because it
I've
was a
got
big
it. I
size.
could probably reach into my box and pull that out.
Uh,
I've got it.
a lot of people didn't know that's actually, when people say, oh, it's Battleship Gray, and I go, they didn't believe it was a real color.
Yeah,
And
it's almost a white.
yeah, you know
It's
why
almost a
Battleship
white.
Gray is was illegal to sell?
Why?
Well, it was designed so that it would be harder to see the ships on the horizon in the
Oh
morning
yeah.
or in the evening. It was designed back before uh, radar and stuff,
Uh huh.
so it would make them a little harder to see at a distance at
Right.
certain
Right.
times of the day. And so they didn't want to sell. They didn't want that paint sold, so people could figure out how to make other ships that way, enemy
Right.
ships. So it was just a classified uh, color,
Huh.
and for a long time you couldn't even buy it in model form.
You want to see some models? Some more models?
Sure, if
Larry,
you
you
got them.
know. All right. Here's my pile. Can you see?
Yeah, you got a few you're going to be putting together. I see.
Yeah. My dad had this car, Monte
Yeah.
Carlo SS.
Well, you showed a '69. I can't tell what that '69 was,
The
but I had
69.
a yeah. You there you go. '69.
The
What is that?
Galaxy.
Oh, okay. No, I had a '68 Chevelle Super Sport.
You talking about the Galaxy, Larry?
Yeah, I was talking about the Galaxy, but I'm just,
Something happened to
oh, I couldn't
sound.
tell. I couldn't tell what it was. Huh?
Sound.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hang on. All right, Mike. What I was saying was I had a '68 Chevelle Super Sport. I wasn't sure what that '69 was. Hey, Hannah Jane. Thank you for staying. And so yeah, well, we've been going over an hour. I don't know how much longer I'll go, but uh, yeah, like I said, now Sunday, next Saturday night, Sunday morning at 2 o'clock in the morning next Sunday, a week from tomorrow, we move our clocks back. So instead of being 12 hours behind the Philippines, we'll be 13 hours here where I live. But so next Saturday will be the last time here in the States that I'll be doing my live stream at 8 o'clock at night. The Saturday after that, I'll start doing it at 7 o'clock at night. It'll still be 8 o'clock in the morning in the Philippines. So the time in the Philippines won't change. I'll change my clock. I'll change my live stream here. Now, what does SW mean? But so yeah, it's like I said, right now it looks like April or May is going to be about the earliest I can get there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to work through the whole month of March to reach my goal of what those least amount of money I want in my one account to cover emergencies. I already have enough, almost enough in the other account, and I'll reach that one no problem. I cannot change anything for another month or two, and then reach that one without a problem. Because I'll just close the one and transfer all the money over to the other one, and that'll put me there. So, like I said, there's a good chance that I'll be able to go over to the Philippines at end of April. I don't see it at the middle of April. It's a possibility, but I doubt it. Because, like I said, I'm going to have to, I think, extend 1 month. If I do that, then I need to work about 2 weeks to pay all my bills and not cut into my savings. And then I can quit working and go visit my family. And then in the 1st of March, I'm in March, listen to me, May to the middle of May, make my leap from here to the Philippines. That's the way it's looking. It may change. It may go a little later, and I may be able to go a little quicker. But I'm looking at May sometime, first part of May to the middle of May. That's what I'm thinking. Like I said, I can change my mind and make it earlier. I hope not to change it and make it later. So like I said, I know I'm going to have enough money in the one account that I can go probably 2-3 months in that one by itself without getting any more money. It's the other one I want to build up. And right now I got enough to go a month or two, but I want to go a few more months. And so that's what I'm looking at. I'd rather be too cautious than not cautious enough. Because like I said, when I quit working, I don't want to have to go back to work. And so I'm looking forward to finally stopping working. I've been working off and on since I was, 15. Oh yeah, Ellie, I'll get there. And it will be next year. Because like I said, if I have to, I can just say, all right, I'm not going to reach that amount, but it's enough that I feel comfortable. It's going to be close to it by February to be where I would feel comfortable. It's not going to be what I want, but it'll be close to where I can say I'm done in a month or two. I do believe that. But yeah, we want to get everything straightened out, build up my savings. So when I go over, I can, I want to sign probably about 3 to 6 month lease there in Cebu. Because I know the first couple of months will probably be like a honeymoon. And by that, I mean everything's going to be, it's going to feel great. It's going to be, I'm going to love everything. At least for the first month, maybe 2 months. And then you start seeing, all right, I like this about it. I don't like this. And like I said, I want to treat it as a staycation. I don't want to, first few months, I just want to travel around close by where I can go one day and come back the same day and maybe do an overnight trip. I don't want to do a week trip or anything like that. And see what's going to cost me to live that way in the Philippines, in Cebu. And if I decide, for whatever reason, maybe it's just too large, I may feel overwhelmed with the size of the city because I haven't lived in a large city in a very long time. And so I may be overwhelmed by the size of it. So if that's the case, I'll start checking out some smaller cities. I do want to live in a city. And when I say city, I mean over 100,000 people are thereabouts. I want a good hospital close by, shopping center, malls, that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of cities that fit that criteria. Iloilo, Davao, there's others, Bohol, Bacola, Dumaguete would be close to fitting that size. So, I'm not saying Cebu is where I'm going to end up at. It's where I'm going to start at. And I want the ability to move around some if I'm not happy. And if I'm happy, that's where I'll stay, and I'll just do trips outside of once in a while because there's people I know that live close to Davao. There's a couple vloggers that I know that live outside of Davao. Be nice to go there and then meet up with them. There's people over in Dumaguete that would be nice to meet. I'd love to go see the Valencia Sunday Market there on Negros Oriental. I'd love to go see that. I'd like to go see Iloilo just to go see it. There's a couple things up in Manila I'd like to go see sometime. The Venice Canal Mall would be one of the places. The World War II cemetery there, I think that's in BGC. I'd like to go see it. So there's some things I want to go visit. No matter where I live, there's things I want to go visit. And like I said, I want to start off in Cebu. I think it's a soft landing, a lot of English-speaking people, a lot of expats, a lot of Western-style food and amenities. How much of those I really need, I don't know. I won't know until I get there. Yeah, I've been working pretty much my whole life. I started working my very first job was 15 years old. Now, before that, I delivered papers, cut grass, shoveled snow, raked leaves. I've been doing that since I was 10 years old, making money. And but I having a job where I actually got a paycheck. My first job was at 15. Even when I was in school, I worked in the cafeteria and got free lunches that way and stuff. Because like I said, my dad went on total disability when I was about 12. So if I wanted something, I had to work for it. Because we got our needs, we got our clothing, we got, a roof over our head, we got food. But with 6, 7 kids at home, you didn't always get what you want, but you got what you needed. So if there was something I want and the family didn't have the money, I had to work myself to make the money. So I've been doing that, like I said, quite a while. I used to work at football games, Indiana State University football games at the concession stand, where when during the game time we take turns going out and watching the game for a little bit. But we would work the concession stand where you sold food and soda, mostly soda, but you sold what you had to the fans and during the breaks, and sometimes they'd come down and get something during the game. So I did that 1 or 2 seasons, and like I said, I went to work in a restaurant when I was 16, and so I just did different things, and went in the Navy at 18, and was in the Navy for over 6 years, and then I got out and worked in a couple factories, and I hated factory work with a passion. Started working at a gas station, went to college, and worked at the police department for the college as a radio dispatcher. Worked as a substitute teacher. Worked manpower, which is I worked whatever job they had that needed help. And I started working security again. And I've been doing that for a very long time now. But it's been fun. I'm going to turn this fan back on, folks. I'm sweating a little bit. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go. But yeah, I've done a lot of different jobs. I've been a janitor. Like I said, I've been a cook. Now the cook, I was a steakhouse. I cooked mostly steaks and potatoes and French fries, that kind of stuff. I worked at a steakhouse. I ran a gas station. In the Navy, I was also a barber. In the Navy, I was a barber. Worked in the laundry on ship. Ran a candy store. Worked in the Navy Exchange. Filled up vending machines. Ran storerooms, kept supplies, and had to keep track of that stuff. So yeah, I've done a lot of different jobs in my lifetime. Uh, so hey Robert, how you doing, man? You was an HT, I was a SH ship serviceman. Uh, my rate no longer exists. They wrote it in with the storekeepers, the SKs, and for some reason I always thought of ship serviceman as one word, because that's the way we always said it. We never said, "Oh, I work in ships," or "I'm a serviceman." It was always ship serviceman, and that's the name of the rate. But it's actually broke down as two different words, and I never thought of that. I always thought of it as one. And but yeah, I was a ship serviceman. Like I said, I went to barber school in the Navy, so I was a Navy barber, not a civilian barber, people. So hold your roll there. I was a Navy barber. I worked in the laundry on board ship. I ran the Navy on shore duty. I helped work in the Navy Exchange. Every morning, I would go into the Navy Exchange and we'd restock the shelves. And then when I got done restocking the shelves, I would go out and fill up the vending machines. And then after filling up the vending machines, I'd go to the gas station, open the gas station up, and run it for a while. After closing the gas station, I would then go have my lunch and then go open up the barber shop, and that would be the last job I did that day. And in the meantime, during all that, I also had to keep track of all the storerooms, because outside of the Navy Exchange storeroom, I ran the other. I ran the barbershop storeroom, I ran the vending machine storeroom, and I had to keep track of all the supplies for the gas station. So I was ordering all that stuff for those different places. Now, talking about the vending machines, I was on a base. We had this old soda machine, and I mean old. I think you can only take it up to like 35 cents for a pop. Now, that was fine for the pop, but we put beer in it. And it was up in the cruise lounge on base, and the beer was 50 cents a can. So what I had to do was I'd have to put an empty can in, then a full one. And empty, full, empty, full. So everybody knew that you put a quarter in, you got an empty, you set it aside, put a quarter in again, and you got the full one. So you paid your 50 cents for the, but if I forgot, somebody would get a beer for a quarter. But more often than not, I did not forget, because we had to count the money, we had to keep inventory, and you had to. Oh, you were on the shitty. I started to say the S Kitty. I almost went on the S Kitty. I almost went on the Kitty. I was being transferred from one ship to another, and I had my choices between the Kitty Hawk and an LST. Now, if I knew then what I know now, I'd have took the Kitty. An LST, yeah, that's right, Robert. That's what I was going to say. I almost got a station owner back in the late 70s. Mid 70s, actually. It would have been around 76, 77, around 77. And she was getting ready to go overseas. She might have already went over. I can't remember. But she was going to be making a Westpac, and I had my choice between the Kitty and the Frederick. The Frederick was an LST landing ship tank, and they're flat bottom, and they were rough riding sons of bucks. But I was told she'd just gone overseas. Well, they lied to me. She was coming back. So I had my orders. I went to North Island to catch the plane ride out of North Island to Hawaii to pick up my ship. And so my understanding was she was just going over, so I was going to fly over, catch her, and go overseas. No, she was coming back. And they weren't, I've been in line to get on the plane. And they called me back. and they tell me that I have to wait at Coronado for the ship to get back. She's coming back. And I told the guy, can't you just wait, less than an hour? I said, I'd be on the plane, I'd be in Hawaii. I'll pick her up in Hawaii and come back with her, At least I get out of here for a little while. And they wouldn't let me do it. Subic, yeah. Now, Robert, when you went on in '79? Okay, yeah, I was out of the Navy by '79. I got out in '78, but I was on shore duty by 77, 78. I was shore duty, so it was '76. But I would have stayed I would have volunteered to stay on the Kitty, but not on the Frederick. That was not a good ship. It just rough riding. They spent a lot of time out at sea, and I never did get seasick. Don't get me wrong. I never did get seasick, but it was not a good riding ship. And they played a lot of war games. We spent 27 days off the shore of San Diego playing war games. 27 days. We could see San Diego every night. You could see the lights. You weren't that far away. Playing war games. That turned me off to the Frederick. It's like 27 days. I could have been in Japan or the Philippines. 27 days at sea. I could have been anywhere on the Westpac. I could have been in Hong Kong. I could have been, like I said, I probably could have been in Korea. I could have been almost anywhere. And I spent 27 days off the coast of San Diego. And after 27 days, we just pulled right back into San Diego. That was the biggest disappointment deployment I ever had. And but yeah, I'm sure the Kitty Hawk went out and played games too, but they didn't stay so close. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Well, next year I'm retiring finally. Next year, I haven't decided the exact date. I'm looking at maybe April. Might still do it at the end of March, but I'm thinking I'm going to have to extend at least 1 month. How's Mark doing and the kids, Crystal? And so I'm looking at going over in either April or May if everything goes right. No later than June, if I can do that. I don't want to do any later than June. I want to get my money situated. I'll know a little bit more by end of December. I should know more. I'll make my exact choice of when to retire probably by February. And I'll start booking my tickets and stuff. Whenever I decide what month I'm going, I'll decide what day. Because I do want a couple of weeks to go back to Indiana, visit my 2 sisters back here, my cousins, and my nieces. I got 2 nieces back in Indiana as well as 2 sisters and a bunch of cousins. So I want to go back and see them for probably a couple of weeks. I'm an old man there, Robert. I'm 72. I'm still, for my age, I'm not in bad health. So I want to go while I still have decent health. If I wanted to stay here, I'd have to keep working. There's no way I could retire and live here where I'm at. I might be able to pull it off if I went back to Indiana. Yeah, I'm going to the Philippines. I'm going to go to Indiana and visit for a couple of weeks. And then I'm going to the Philippines. And so we'll make that decision. Now, Robert, are you back in Mindanao, or are you back in Florida right now? Now, Robert is one of these expats that go back and forth, which I wish I could afford to do that. I'd love to do that, but I can't. So, all right. So I plan on just staying in. Once I get to the Philippines, I plan on trying to make that my permanent residence, if I can take it. If not, then I'll move back to Indiana for a little while, or maybe New York. I got a nephew says I can live with him for a while, but I'm afraid if I live in New York, I'd have to go back to work. I could go back to Indiana and probably live without working. It wouldn't be as nice as a lifestyle as I'd have in the Philippines, but I could make it. I might be able to do it in Florida in the right area because they don't tax anything. But we'll see. I'm going to the Cebu at first, but I do want to visit Davao City. I do want to visit there sometime after I go over. I also want to visit Dumaguete and Valencia and Iloilo and Manila. I want to go see the Venice Canal Mall and the World War II cemetery up there. And I believe that's in BGC. So, well, when I get there, if you're coming over, let me know. And because I know a couple other vloggers that live outside of Davao. There's Danny rode to the Philippines. Him and his wife live outside of Davao City. They go to Davao once in a while. Then Jamie, off the cuff adventures with Jamie, him and his wife or girlfriend, they don't live too far from Danny. And so if I'm in Davao City, they'll come up and visit. So it'd be nice to see you guys. If you're there, it'd be nice to visit with you. But like I said, there are a few places I want to visit, even if I do decide to stay in Cebu permanently. But that's where I want to start. I have a feeling Cebu may be too large for me, but we'll find out. Because I've not been in a city that large in a long time. I shouldn't say I've not been. I've not lived in a city that large in a long time. I've been in them, just not lived there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and I don't plan on driving in Cebu. I will take Grab or jeepneys, beat buses, whatever you call them. I will take public transportation or walk a lot. At least that's my plan. I don't plan on getting a vehicle of my own unless I move to an area that the traffic is not too bad and I feel like I need a track to get around on my own. When I was in the Navy, Robert, I haven't been there in years. And that's why I got to say, I can't guarantee that it's going to be for me. But I can guarantee I'm done working. I just hope that I like the Philippines enough to stay. And I want to give it at least a year before I decide what to do. Because I don't want to regret not trying. Excuse me. Because of the simple fact that if I don't go, later on I'm going to look back and say, I wish I'd tried. Because, like I said, I can't live where I'm at without working, Robert. And I'm tired of working. I've been working off and on since I was 15 years old, if you want to talk about real jobs. I've shoveled snow, cut grass, raked leaves, delivered papers. It was a paper route. One time I had 2 paper routes at the same time, one in the morning, one in the evening. Since I was 10 years old, I've been doing that kind of stuff. At 15, I started working regular jobs. So I've been working more years than I care to think about. So I'm ready to retire. And I'm just getting burned out on getting up every day and going to work. Now maybe after I retire for a few months or a year, I may say I want to go back to work. Can't say I won't say that. I can say I don't think I will. Especially if I'm enjoying myself over in the Philippines, which is what I'm hoping. Like I said, I'm willing to travel around to a couple other places if I don't like Cebu, because as you know and I know, each island's going to have its own vibe, its own feel, its own flow of things, however you want to say it. And I want to see if I can find a place that fits me. And some of these places are places I've seen videos on that look like they'd be interesting places to check out. Davao is laid out. It's a large landmass. but it's laid out, stretched out, very clean, and very organized. So that would be an interesting place to check out, maybe stay. Iloilo is another place that's very clean, great boardwalk, or river walk as they call it. Excuse me, a river walk. Yeah, Davao huge, but it's not as big as Cebu. And it's bigger in landmass, but not in population. Cebu's actually population-wise, and it's more condensed, which makes it even more chaotic than Davao. But there again, it may still be larger than I want. So, like I said, until I get there, I don't know. I know it's a place I want to visit. It's like Iloilo. Yeah, it's not as congested because things are more spread out. So that would give it maybe the difference that I need. I don't know. Like I said, I want a good hospital close by. Because of my age, the older you get, the more health care has to be taken into consideration. So Providence life is not for me. Besides, I would be bored living in the province. I'm not a farmer. Now, if I was a farmer, that'd be different. You can get up, if you lived in the province, you can get up, plant some stuff, pull some stuff, do stuff like that. But I'm not a farmer. Never have been, never wanted to be. I have cousins that are or were, but that's their lifestyle. And I have cousins on both sides of my family that have been farmers or are still being farmers. And, but it's not for me. I want a city of over 100,000 people, with a good, and New Guinea's a little bit different because they got the 4 colleges, they got the decent hospitals, so I could take New Guinea that way. I'm not looking for a real vibrant nightlife. That's not me. I'm not looking for that. But I do want entertainment in that I want to be able to go to some, I guess, tourist areas. I do want to be able to go to the mall. I do want to be able to go to a movie and that kind of stuff. So like I said, New Guinea would have the bare minimum that I would need. Valencia, I want to see Valencia there in Negros Oriental. I want to see the Sunday market. It looks like it'd be a nice area to live in and commute down to New Guinea. I just don't know if that would be for me. Maybe living in between the two might work. But we'll see. I mean, like I said, that's when I first go, I want to go to Cebu and I want to get like a 6-month or more rental. And then that gives me, like I said, a couple of months. Yeah, I know. But like I said, no, I don't know if I want to stay in Cebu. It may not be for me. It may be too congested, but I won't know that till I get there. But anyway, these are the things I got to think about. And like I said, if I get a 6-month long-term stay in Cebu, I'll get a better feel for it. And within about 3 months, I should know if that's where I want to go. It depends on what the Airbnb is going to cost me by the month. I want to see what I can get by on, how much money I need to do like a staycation. Like I said, I'm not going to be one of these guys that want to travel all the time. I will want to travel, but I don't want to make a big trip every month. Every couple of months is good enough for me, once I decide where I want to live. But I do want to check out, like I said, after 2 or 3 months, I should have a good feel for whether or not Cebu is going to be for me. And if it is, then I'll look for a place for a longer term stay. And if it's not, I'll start looking at these other places to check out which ones I want to do a longer stay at and do a month or two at each one of these places. I have to include Civic Bay. Originally, I wasn't going to, but I'm going to have to include Civic Bay as a place I may want to go to, all because of the orderliness, how orderly it is compared to some of the others. From what I'm seeing, the traffic flows a lot more like in America or Canada. They follow more of the street rules and regulations that we're used to. So that would be a little safer if I decided to drive. So Civic Bay or Longapole would be a place I'd have to check about. I don't know what kind of health care they got there, but like Ilo has got decent health care. There's a guy that's retired Air Force, and hey Tim, how you doing, man? He's retired Air Force, and he's in Ilo, and one of the hospitals there, he's got that TRICARE, and they take his TRICARE, and the TRICARE recognizes that hospital, so it's got to be a decent hospital if TRICARE accepts it. I'm not going to say it's top of the line, but it's got to be a good one. So that would be a plus for Ilo. Plus, like I said, the Riverwalk, a nice clean area to go walking. It's a nice clean city. It's quiet compared to Cebu and some of those places. Which, like I said, I'm more into the quiet. I'm not into a rowdy nightlife. That's not me. That was when I was younger, even 20. Let's go be honest. About 30 years ago, that definitely would have been me. It started being less me about 20 years ago. I don't mind having a cold beer with a friend now and then. But I'm not wanting to go in a bar and get drunk and hang out all night. That's not what I want to do. I want a more quiet lifestyle. And the city can offer you that. I mean, they got enough things to do besides the bars. So I don't mind a check. Like I said, I'm going to check out Cebu because it checks off a lot of boxes that I want. Good hospitals, close by entertainment, short travel trips for vacations. You got day trips that you can take or overnight trips. And that's kind of, so that part of it really appeals to me. That's one of the reasons for Cebu. But like I said, the city itself may be just too congested for me. I don't know until I get there. So that's what we're looking at. And Tim, I hope you're doing well, boss. Hope you're feeling good. I know it's probably waiting on your girlfriend to come by, but that's all right. And so, like I said, we're just out trying to get everything worked out. And I really do. I think I'm going to go not with a short-term Airbnb in Cebu. That's going to be my base of operations for the first few months. So I might do 1 month of Airbnb and try to find a place that I can rent for like 3 to 6 months, and then check things out. Not just in Cebu, but some of the other areas that if Cebu doesn't seem right for me. That'll give me a place to come back and go. I don't want to pack everything up and go to Ilo for a couple of months and then go to Val for, no, I want to go there for maybe a week, come back, go to another place maybe for a week, come back until I figure out where I want to be. Hey, Chelsea, thanks for staying. We appreciate it. And so anyway, like I said, those are things I'll figure out once I get there as far as where I'm going to live. I know where I'm going to start. And another, I do want the larger cities for the larger population that speaks English, because I don't know Tagalog or Cebuano or any other dialect. So that's, and Luzon, the island of Luzon is a couple places on Luzon I wouldn't mind checking out besides Subic Bay. And there's some places in Cavite might be interesting to check out. Places outside of Manila that'll cost you less money to live, but yet you can run into Manila within an hour or less for your health care and other things. So those are things I want to check into once I get there. Like I said, I may just get to Cebu and say, this is it, I love it, I'm not going anywhere else. Now if that happens, that's fine. I don't mind that. But, we'll see. We're just trying to figure out what's best for me. And we're going to continue doing that until I find what's best for me. Like I said, right now, I think April, if I'm lucky, April will be when I'm done working. If I'm real lucky, March I'll be done, but I think I'm going to have to sign another month just so I can get rid of all the stuff I have. The furniture, like my bed and all that good stuff. Finally get rid of all that to go visit my sisters and nieces and cousins in Terre Haute. Then I'll probably come back here, sell my car, and all that good happy stuff. And then fly out. And I still have to decide if I want to fly into, I can fly in directly into Manila without a stop. Then I'd have to stop in Manila, take a flight from Manila to Cebu. I had to figure out how long that would take me. Or I could fly out of somewhere, fly into somewhere else besides Manila and catch a flight like maybe out of Hong Kong or Korea directly into Cebu and see what that would cost me. Because I don't think I can get a one-way flight to Cebu, at least what I've checked so far I can. So that's something I'll have to, once it's time to go and I know when I'm going, I'll have to make my decision then on exactly what I want to do. I will look at it once in a while just to see a different cost and what day of the week to take off. Probably be like a Tuesday or Wednesday. Probably be the best day to leave. In the middle of the week would probably be a little cheaper than trying to go on the weekend. And then I'll have to make sure I don't make the same mistake that another vlogger I follow. He just moved to the Philippines, went sight unseen. He decided he started thinking about it a couple years ago. He started watching vloggers, and he was living in Florida. And a couple of months ago, he started vlogging. I found him. He just started vlogging. He'd been vlogging for a little bit, but he was talking about what he was doing to prepare and all this happy stuff. And just before I caught up with him, he landed in Cebu. And he's been there for a couple of weeks now. I'm all caught up. And he does a video almost every day. And he's showing where he's going for his medical and his dental. And if he makes a mistake, he talks about it. And he'd never been to the Philippines at all. I've been there when I was in the Navy. I served with a lot of Filipinos while in the Navy. I'm sure Robert in Mindanao did the same thing. So anyway, so we have a feel for the Filipino people because of that, especially being served with the Filipino people. About 1/3 of my division when I was on the Dixie was Filipino. And the other 2/3 was broken up between blacks, whites, and Hispanic. We did have a couple Asian people as well. Chinese, I think. Yeah, Chinese. And but almost 1/3 of my division was Filipino. So I knew a lot of them. I met a lot of their families. I got to know them. And so yeah, it's something that I've been thinking about for, oh God, debating on whether or not to do it last about 8 years. I started following, actually I first started following a guy named Thailand Rob, 20 Seconds in Thailand. And then I found Enrique from Life Beyond the Sea. Then I found another vlogger in Thailand, and then I found another one in the Philippines. And the first couple of years, I was going back and forth which place I wanted to maybe go to and retire, and was giving it thought. And I finally come to the conclusion that I prefer the Philippines for a couple different reasons. One is English. English is a big plus. A lot of people speak English. It may not be American English, but it's English. You know, we'll be able to understand each other. It may take a little work, but we'll be able to understand each other. We may not understand each other's humor, but we can communicate some. All the signs in the Philippines are in English. A lot of the professional government paper you can get in English paperwork. In Thailand, it's not that way. In the Philippines, once you get in, you can stay for 3 years on a tourist visa. You just have to renew every couple of months. The first month you get one, then you renew for one, and after that, it's about every 2 months. So you can stay up to 3 years. Thailand, you can't do that. I think after every 90 days at best, I believe, unless you're on a work visa, you have to leave the country and come back. It's a little cheaper in Thailand, but that's offset when you think about how you have to go out of the country and come back in. Whether you want to or not, you have to do it. Also, they drive on the wrong side of the road. I'm an American. They think I drive on the wrong side of the road, but I think that would put me more at risk if I decided to go riding a bike. That I'm afraid that I would be right on the wrong side of the road. That could be true, but that's probably true, Tim. That a lot of might be rare to see the signs, but when you do see them, at least they're in English. In Thailand, they're not. They're in Thai, and I don't read Thai. I don't speak Thai. So yeah, you're pretty much stuck either in the big cities or the tourist areas. Where in the Philippines, I can travel around a lot more. And like I said, you have to leave the country. Like every 2 or 3 months, you have to leave for a day or more, then come back in. That's a hassle. So that's something I want to deal with. And so I just quit following all the Thai vloggers. I just quit following all of them, even though they had good content. It just wasn't what I wanted. And so I made the decision that if I was going to go and move overseas as an expat, it was going to be the Philippines. I mean, I looked at some places down in South America, but they're not for me. Just not what I want. I mean, there are some places down in South America that use English as a main language, and there's places down there that the American dollar is the money, their official money is an American dollar. So there is no conversion. When it says $2, you know it's $2 American. Those things are convenient, but they're just not places I want to live. So, like I said, it's pretty much going to be the Philippines or back here in the States somewhere. And where can I live on my Social Security the best? And that's going to be the Philippines. I can live in a few places here in the States on just my I don't know if I don't think you have to have a visa to get. I mean, I think you can get a visa upon arrival. I do believe that, but after so long, after 2 or 3 months, you have to leave. And like I said, I was following Thailand Rob, and he was always talking about, well, now it was time for. Now, if you got a work visa, like let's say you were teaching English, you can stay for a year or longer, and not have to leave, and probably just renew your teaching. Your contract for teaching English, and maybe not have to leave as long as you keep renewing your contract for teaching. But I don't want to work. I just don't want to work. I want to quit. And like I said, I followed a couple of vloggers here in Thailand for a couple of years. and they were always talking about how they had to leave every so often because that was the law. I guess you could try overstaying like they do in the Philippines, some people. But if you get caught, you're getting kicked out. So I just as soon follow the law and renew my visa the right way, which means if I took Thailand, I'd have to leave every so often to come back. I don't know how much that's going to cost me, but it costs you at least a day to 2 days. If you're going to go out of country, you might as well make it at least 2 days. Go somewhere, spend and do a little sightseeing, and then go back. So now you're out of the money to however it costs you to get to where you're going, your hotel room wherever you're going, and then the money to get back. And like I said, plus the inconvenience, because if you really don't want to go somewhere at that time, it doesn't matter, you have to go. I don't want to work. Like I said, when I retire, I don't want to work. The only work I will do, and if it feels like work, I won't do it, is vlogging. When it starts to feel like work, I'll quit. At least I believe I'll quit. I might keep doing it if I enjoy it. And then it won't be work if I'm enjoying it. But I'm not going to get monetized because I don't want it to make it a job out of vlogging. I don't want it to be a job. But I want it to be my entertainment. Hey, Leah, how you doing? Thanks for coming. And I'm with you, Tim. Like I said, retired means not working. And right now, I don't consider vlogging working. When I do, I don't do it. Right now, I don't vlog as much because I'm working 10-hour days, and it takes me 11 hours to get those 10 hours in or more. And so by the time Saturday gets here, I'm ready to do nothing on Saturday. And the last few Sundays, well, it's football season. I'll still do that, probably. But I'll tell you, if I can, I want to afford somebody to come in once or twice a week and clean my apartment. I hate cleaning. I won't cook at home a lot. If I do, I'll do my dishes. I don't mind doing that. I'm not crazy about it, but that's not that bad. So we'll see what's going on. But yeah, I want to see what I can live on. Actually, I like to see how little I can live on and still feel comfortable. So, I'm not going to live with what they call the bubble. At least I don't plan on living in the bubble. I may change my mind. I may decide, hey, I can afford that. Let's go ahead and do it. But I want a place that's clean. Looks like Elvie may be starting to vlog. But I want a place that's clean. I want a place that's safe. And I feel comfortable in. It doesn't have to be. I don't even want a place as big as what I have. This is bigger than I need. I like to find a place when the toxins started in life. So I want to find a place that I find comfortable. But I think to get a place as big as I have, I'd have to get a 1-bedroom, maybe a 2-bedroom. There's nothing wrong with that, Tip. I don't know how much money I plan on spending. I know how much I'd like to get by on a monthly basis without taking any special trips. And I want to get by on a certain amount. I'm not going to say what, but I do have the money that I can up that and still have money for big trips once in a while. And still save money. I can even up it more and still save money. I want to save money every month. So we'll see how well that works out for me. Um, and I don't plan on getting a SRRV visa. Uh, like I said, that's something I may think about some other time, but it's not what I'm thinking about now. What I really want to do, like I said, is find a place that I'm comfortable, that I can get by on. Oh, I'd love it if I could get by on 2/3 of my Social Security. I want to get by on less than that. If I could get by every month on 2/3 of my Social Security and save part of the rest of it for a big trip once every other month or so, and save the rest towards savings, I'd be happy with that. But Jim, I'd like to be less than what you're talking about my regular expenses, less than what you're talking there. I'd like to try to get under that. But then again, I won't have the employees that you have. Like I said, I may have somebody come in and clean my place once a week. That shouldn't cost me a lot of money. I'll do my own shopping. And I don't plan on having a girlfriend, at least not at first. I'm not going over there to find some girl and spend the rest of my life with. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying that's not my main reason for going. If I meet the right woman, that's fine. And I wouldn't mind it at all, but that's not the main reason. The main reason is I want to be able to live with my Social Security, save some money, and have a good life. Now, I think I can do that on less money than what Tim's talking about. And I can go over what Tim's talking about. All right. And still save money. But with what Tim's talking about, with what he probably spends on his girlfriend, maybe not. I don't know how much he spends on his girlfriend. But like I said, if everything goes right, I'll be less than what he's talking about, what he's saying right there, for my monthly expenditures. We can cut that down if I can by a couple hundred. So I want to try to make it on 1,000 to 200, 1,200. I can go higher, but I really don't want to unless I have to. That's why I'm saying I don't think I'll live in the bubble. I just don't think I can afford the bubble and live that way. Maybe I can once I get over there, I don't know. I'd like to find a place where I can walk to a fast food place, plus a sit-down restaurant, plus a coffee shop. Maybe somewhere where, if you remember Chris and Cebu, somewhere in his area, I think he lived in what they call close to anyway, the Capital District. So maybe somewhere in that area. I know he didn't spend, but this been a few years ago, but he didn't spend a lot of money, and they had a 2-bedroom apartment. But then again, he had a daughter. So I'd like to see if I can find a place somewhere near where he used to live, or find accommodations similar to that. If it's not furnished, that's fine. If not when I first moved there. When I first moved there, the place would have to be furnished. But if I decide to stay there, I may try to find a place that's not furnished and buy my own furniture, because it'd be a little bit nicer apartment, probably a little bit bigger, and then I supply my furniture. But that's only if I decide to stay there permanently. So we'll see. Like I said, all of that's going to be up in the air because I won't know until I get there. Where I'm going, we know. I'm going to Cebu. I'll take this out of my ear. And where I end up at, we don't know. Because, like I said, if you don't know where you're going to be happy, you know where. And so we'll figure that out. But hopefully, it won't take me too long. And if it's not Cebu, hopefully I'll find a place that I like shortly, in a short order of time. Because the quicker I can get that figured out, the better things will be. But like I said, I want to stay a little longer term in Cebu because I don't want to upend everything every month and go stay in another place for a month and then go somewhere else for a month. Unless I can do it cheaply. But I don't know how well I can do it cheaply if I'm going month to month and I'm traveling all the time. My Social Security is higher than that, Tim. But like I said, I know you also get military retirement. So I know I'm pretty sure you do get that disability military retirement. So that puts you in a little bit better shape. I don't know how much you're getting, none of my business. But that does make you better because I'm just getting Social Security. My Social Security is higher than yours. So like I said, I should be able to live off my Social Security. Not too much trouble. So we'll see. Whether or not I can make it in Cebu, we'll see. Whether I can't make it there because of congestion, it's just too congested or too expensive, we'll find out. But like I said, if I don't try, I'll always feel regretful. If I don't try, I will regret it later. So I have to try it. But like I said, somewhere around 2017, 2018, I started looking at this. So I've been looking into it for a long time. Started following Chris in Cebu. Some of you may remember him, some of you may not remember Chris. He used to walk around Cebu doing live streams as he's walking. And he'd show you where he's walking. You could see what was going on around him. All that good stuff. And that's when I started thinking more and more about Cebu. And he'd go to Fuente Circle and walk around that area. But yeah, he was down there by SM City Mall. He was down in that area. Okay, hopefully that doesn't take you too long and doesn't give you too much hassle. Hopefully you get it real quick. Like I said, that makes life easier. I don't get medical disability from the military. Fortunately, I was never hurt seriously in the military. I had a few things happen to me. I was involved in a hit and run in Long Beach, California. A car hit me and had a bruise above and below both my knees. Cut my stomach open a little bit. It was all fat. There wasn't no thing hanging out but fat. Broke my left wrist in that same accident. I was walking across the street. I had the green light, and this car comes running. He runs the red light, and I turned to face him. When I noticed what was going on, because I was drunk. If I'd been sober, I would have run out of the way. But he hit me head on. The hood ornament caught my stomach, ripped it open a little bit. I went over the car, landed on the sidewalk, used my left hand to keep myself from hitting my head, broke my wrist. So I had to have my stomach cut off, the skin from my stomach cut off, bandaged up, and they x-rayed my wrist, and they didn't see anything. A couple weeks later, about a week later, we were out to sea and on our way to Hawaii. So it wasn't even a week, a few days later. Somebody bet me I couldn't do 10 push-ups or something, some easy amount. I went to do the push-ups and I couldn't bend my left wrist enough to do the push-ups. So I balled my fist up and I did the push-ups on my fist. Won the bet, then I went to sick bay and told the doctor I couldn't bend my wrist. And he tried bending it, he couldn't bend it. so they took x-rays of it and had to twist it around and get some weird angles. They found a little bone right back here, right behind the thumb. There's a small bone. It was cracked. And so they put me in a brace. Well, I broke that one night in Hawaii. Somebody was acting like a jerk, so I went snap, started taking it off. He took off running because I was going to nail that sucker. I was going to get in a fight right then and there. But he decided he didn't want any of it. So my doctor found out what happened, that the brace snapped. So he put me in a cast for 6 weeks. And he told me to put my hand in a position that I wanted to stay in for 6 weeks because they were going to immobilize the thumb. And I went, that'll hold a beer. So that was the position I am. I could move the fingers, but I couldn't move the thumb. And I could move the fingers just a little bit. So they had it in from about here on my fingers, right about here. My thumb was all the way up, and it went back to about here on the arm. Ooh, Jim, 15 pages. But that's a lot. Man, good luck with all that paperwork, buddy. Whew. That is a lot of paperwork, man. But anyway, so I had to wear a brace on my wrist. So the first time I pulled into the Philippines, I was wearing that cast. We were there for about 2 weeks. We left. We went to Okinawa. And then we went to Hong Kong. I got my tattoos in Hong Kong. I was 21. No, tattoos were later. We went back to the Philippines. I turned 21 in the Philippines. Now, for those of you in the Philippines, you know 21 means nothing. You can drink legally at 18 in the Philippines. Now, if you were an American serviceman, they never carded you. So I had friends that were drinking at 17 because you could join the Navy at 17 back in those days. So if you were in the military, you walked in with a bunch of servicemen, they just figured you were 18 or older and they would serve you. So anyway, I turned 21 in the Philippines. Now here in the States, when you turn 21, you go into a bar and they'll buy you a drink. Your 21st birthday, here's a free drink. And you can go bar hopping all night long, not buy a drink, and get drunker than a skunk. That means very drunk for those in the Philippines that don't know the term. And but that, like I said, wasn't true in the Philippines. It was just another day to them. So to do something different for my 21st birthday, me and 4 of my friends, there was Marv, Rat, Rusty, and trying to think. That might have been it. No, it might have just been the 4 of us. But we went horseback riding just to do something different. We had trails that you could ride on. You go rent the horses and you go ride the trails. You paid for an hour or whatever it was, and you could go ride down it. Usually there was a guide that'd go with you, but you'd ride the trails. And so we went horseback riding that day. And then went back and I went to the club on base and had myself a T-bone steak dinner. And then I continued and went out and did what I normally do. I went out to the bars and I got drunk just like usual. So that's what I did for my 21st birthday, just to make it special. I went horseback riding. Because otherwise it was just another day. So, yeah, that was in Subic Bay, on base there in the naval base. And we used to go out in the Longa Pool a lot to go get drunk. And yeah, but like I said, my first time I pulled in, I wasn't 21 yet. We was only there for did I turn? I can't remember if I turned 21 the first time we pulled in or not. But like I said, we left there and went to Okinawa, and we ended up in I ended up getting my tattoos. I got a couple tattoos. One of them was a stupid mistake. The other one was a solidarity. Two of my best friends have the same tattoo. They have it on the right arm. I got it on my left. But I got those in Hong Kong, and so that was back when I was 21. If I'd have been smart than what I got, that I was stupid, I would have just paid the guy the money and not got it. But I was drunk, and he came in and said, "I bet you I can pick out a tattoo that you won't get. If you don't get it, you pay me. If you get it, I'll pay for the tattoo." He pointed at a tattoo, and I pointed at a place in my leg that no one's going to see unless I'm nude. So, no, it's not on my private part. It's just my undershorts will cover it. If I'm wearing shorts, you won't see it. So you're going to have to be really close to me to see that tattoo. And so, yeah, it was just a dumb mistake that I made when I was young. Sometimes I think about what it would cost to get rid of it. Hello, Mike. What can I do for you?
Good evening. How are you doing today?
Oh, not too bad. Trying to stay out of trouble.
Good.
So how's
You doing
everything
okay?
going? I said, how's everything going?
Yeah, great. Thank you very much.
All right. Now, Mike, what kind of channel do you have?
It's puppets. I have a channel about puppets.
About what?
Puppets. I'm a puppeteer.
You're a puppeteer. Oh, nothing wrong with that.
Well, I don't make a lot of money at it, you know.
I don't make any on mine because I've never tried to get monetized. I just do mine for fun. I don't ever plan on getting monetized. But ice cold chili.
Mhm.
No one's ever told me that. Somebody said, Larry, has anyone ever told you you look like the wrestler Big Vince Vader? No.
Who? Big Visveda. Who's
I
that?
have no clue who that is. Now we got another Mike Morris coming up.
What?
We got another Mike Morris here.
Are you stealing my act?
Hang on, let me.
No. Mike Morse is no. No, I'm the real Mike Morse.
Hello, I'm Mike Morse.
No, you're not. He's
Oh,
an
yeah.
imposter. I'm your real one. No. He's not Mike Morse. He hasn't got his fucking Mets hat on. Where's your
Sorry,
Mets
good.
hat?
I don't know who
Where's
this
your
guy
fucking
is.
Mets
Here.
at?
You know who this guy is? No, I don't. This is Leonard. Hello. Hello, Lazy Larry.
Hello.
He's a cook. This one is. You see,
He's a chef.
yeah, he's a chef. Well, are you a chef? No,
What
I
does he
suck
cook?
at cooking.
I'll wait.
I don't like that one. You know, he follows me around. You see, I'm in the hotel room right now because I'm doing gigs with my puppet Leonard. But
I told
this
you,
guy
Dad. Why
follows
are you
me around.
following
He's
me
like a
everywhere,
stalker.
Dad?
He's like a stalker in a Mets
No,
man.
you follow me everywhere, Dad. Why can't I do my own thing?
You're not. Listen, you wouldn't take the DNA test. I don't know if you're my son or not. What do you think, Larry?
I don't know what to think.
We have the same fucking name. He named me after him. Mark
There's a
Morse
lot of people
Jr.
named Morse.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Mike Morse. How you doing?
Hey, see,
What up,
I'm
brother?
Mike Morse.
Oh,
I'm
you're
the
very
real
fancy,
Mike
Mr.
Morse.
Mike Morse.
All right, gentlemen.
I hope my nose ring doesn't offend you. Brr.
Hey, I like your nose ring, actually.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Oh, thanks.
Got the bottom looking Paul Lynn.
Yes, we're all gay. We're gay for you, man. We love you.
Oh, you know, Leonard does a great Paul Lynde impression. You want to hear?
Hey, what up?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Who the fuck's this guy? You're not Mike
believe
Morse.
it.
Dude.
Where's your
Can't believe
harmonica?
it. Yeah, where's your harmonica?
He's an
He
imposter.
hasn't got a
Kick him.
harmonica. Where you going, Larry?
No, Larry, don't leave.
Come back.
Don't leave, Larry. Come back.
What room full of Mike?
Larry,
Morses?
we love you, Larry.
Oh,
there he
come
is.
back, Larry.
Larry, there he is. That's my girl.
He's back, Larry.
Fuck yeah. Get down. Hell yeah, dude. I don't have a harmonica, man.
Yeah, let's jam, Larry.
He's the real Mike Morse right there.
He's not the real Mike Morse.
You're looking at the real Mike Morse. Better
Who's a
believe
real
it,
Mike Morse?
sweetheart.
That's a handsome fella right there.
Thank you, Larry. How are you, sir?
Oh, not too bad. Getting late for me.
Yeah. Any broads coming over?
Ooh,
Ooh,
now we're talking.
not to my place.
You can put some steak on that hang low? Come on, Larry.
Come on, Larry. You know you've got moves like Jagger.
You can
I
go like
banged-
two, three fingers?
I banged over 300 chicks, Larry.
Where's the
Let's
proof?
keep
I've seen it.
it let's keep it clean,
That's
guys.
true.
I'm just saying. I respected every one of them.
Hey.
Now, let's
Oh,
keep it
Richie's
clean.
there.
How's everybody doing?
How you doing, Beb?
Go.
Go!
Would you like to see Larry? Would you like to see Leonard? Would you like to see Leonard play the harmonica? Watch this. This is great. Go ahead, Leonard. You ready? Go ahead.
This is pretty cool. Oh, pump it down.
Yo, this dude rules. He's putting everybody on. That's
He's not
great.
Mike Morse.
Larry?
Look at that win.
Lazy Larry.
He's
When
a
somebody
Who's Mike
asks
Morse?
you why this happened, just know that Shuli knew. Shuli knew!
That's right, Larry.
right.
Shuli knew. He's always known, and don't
That's true.
ever forget that,
Bring-
Larry. We
bring it
love
here.
you.
Bring it
Thank
here.
you.
And Mike Morse wrote Ha History, and it's terrible.
Thank
Get closer,
you for
Shuli.
your service, Larry.
It's the shame of my life.
Larry. When's the last time?
Larry?
I'm listening.
Larry.
Larry. Oh, Larry.
Larry.
Hello, Larry.
When's the last time you licked some plunge?
Oh, Lair. Oh, Lair. Oh, Lair.
Sons,
Oh,
really?
Lair. Oh, Lair. Oh, Lair. Oh, Lair.
Oh, Larry, could he be?
Oh, where could he be?
Oh, Larry.
That's the night that the lights went out in Larry.
I
Well,
think
Larry,
you're
thanks
losing
for letting
control,
me on.
Larry.
I appreciate it.
Larry, I'll do
Hey, Larry, how much to take your shirt off?
You don't have enough money.
I don't know. You don't know? You don't know that? We have to start somewhere, bud. This is called negotiation. You know what I'm saying?
$2
Yeah.
How
million.
much to take your shirt off?
Think about it.
Think about it. Be
$2
smart.
million.
$2 million? I'll send you $200 right now to take your shirt
How's
off.
those titties, Larry?
I'll drink your cum for $1.
I have old
Those
fat
better be
enough
big
I don't need
titties
to
for
keep
$1
my
million.
shirt off.
I want to see them big old white hair titties. Be smart.
No, thank you.
Come on, man. Let me see your titties, dude.
Don't get jealous.
You're a handsome man. I bet you got nice titties.
You're gonna get booted.
Yeah, I know. That's the point.
Nobody's got better biddies than Ava. I'm telling you right now. Larry, do you know Ava? Have you met Ava?
Yeah.
You need to meet
I'm gonna
Ava.
let you guys go because
That dude's got titties like you.
Larry.
down. So have a good one, guys.
You have a great show.
I'm going to miss you, Larry.
Well, that's fine.
And
Like I said,
believe me, I'm the only Mike Morse you need to
I'm the
know.
real Mike Morse.
And I'm the real lazy Larry Lee, every guys. Have a good one. I'm going to shut this down. Thanks for coming up. It was funny as all get out, guys. So enjoy yourselves. Take care. And behave yourself. All right, everyone. Remember, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun.